Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV Velocities of Music. Guys, today we're going to review the second album from Crystal Stilts entitled In Love with Oblivion, and it's not the video game. In Love with Oblivion in Crystal Stilts music in general, they've been compared so many times to the remains of the huge post-punk scene in the Jesus and Mary chain, which Tom will get to in a second. But this album is just this. My first impression of this album was what the hell am I listening to? This is so abrasive and so underproduced, dirty, messy sounding, just guitars coming at me from every which way, and vocals that are just absolutely reverbed out to the point that they're just almost incomprehensible. And it's just a very unique sound. Now, Tom, you have a lot to say on that, and I'm going to let you just take it away before I start getting into what I thought about this album. Is that cool?
Yeah. Well, this album, the sound, to really get this album and to really figure out whether you're going to like it or not, you really do have to look at the aspects of the sound and where they're drawing their influence from. Right. I think in the production, well, okay, first off, to me, this album is very dual-natured. There's the production and the presentation of the songs, you know, just the way they sound to you, and then the actual songwriting elements themselves. And
what the artist actually did.
Exactly. Yeah. What parts are actually being played, what melodies are being played and sung. And the thing is, I think what makes this album so interesting is that those are from two completely different eras and genres. Definitely the post-punk production and presentation and delivery and performance and all that calls on bands, more so than Jesus and Mary Chain. I get more of like a Bauhaus and Joy Division, even like early REM, REM's first couple albums, I get some of that. But then the songwriting itself, the bare bones, what's being done by the people is more like The Doors, some 60s sounds, even some like Buddy Holly-esque guitar lines in here. That is very old school. So I feel like really each individual aspect in that regard of this album isn't very original. It's stuff that's been done before, but the marriage of those two is really something that's different. Right. For me, I think that's very interesting. I think they pulled it off pretty well. But I still feel like it could have been better. I feel like once you really look at either individual aspect, because it's so unoriginal, then it didn't really do that for me, and that's what really killed it for me. I mean, I still liked it okay. I still enjoyed listening to it all right. But once I kind of realized that that's what they were doing, I was just kind of like, well, I feel like a lot of the magic was lost.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of the magic to this album is that production. And once I got through it, I noticed that how they were constructing these songs, a lot of Beatlesque guitar and just that late 60s kind of guitar centered writing style. And you know, there's one thing that I want to tell everybody that I absolutely love. Like, one of my favorite things, one of the reasons why, you know, Radiohead's my favorite band is because the Ben's an OK Computer, the multi-guitar attack. Really, anytime in any style, when a band's throwing lots of guitar work at me, I find it interesting. And if they're writing good guitar parts that complement each other and work well and make this intricate web of guitar, I think that's fun as hell to listen to. And the Crystal Stilts do that on almost every track here. The one track that really failed to me was Alien Rivers, and I think that's just because it was so long. I think they could have accomplished the same thing in like 2 or 3 minutes rather than the 7+ minutes that the song takes place. It just got a little long, a little carried away and drony. But everything else, I mean, you know, the production was really affected me only in one area, and that's the vocals. And I found myself asking at times, very specific, at times I found myself asking, would this track be stronger without vocals? And sometimes I was answering yes. Now, there are some chorus hooks where I feel like the vocals start to take over a little bit more, get a little bit more active and engage in the listener a little bit more. And
but it is pretty inconsistent.
It is inconsistent. And part of me wonders if they were doing that just to kind of cover up the fact that he's not really singing in one steady key, kind of like Women, Public Strain. I know we criticized that album a little bit in the vocal department as well. And I get what they're doing with the vocals. It's just, it comes down to, would these tracks work without them? And vocals, I feel like if you're not, I'm a function guy. If every aspect of the sound isn't enhancing the music, why is it there? Why did you record it? Why are you making me sit through this? And I'm a minimalist too, so yeah, I feel like, you know, it'd be better without. Take stuff out and it'll make the sound more focused and complete. Now, I'm not saying that that's an all the time thing, because there's definitely parts where I did like the vocals. And really that's what it comes down to for me. I feel like the atmosphere, the mood of this album, it kind of has this Star Wars like cantina vibe, right? Like I love it, and that, you know, the album artwork is all spacey, and it has a spacey kind of like a early Pink Floyd space rock vibe to it. Even,
yeah,
you know?
I could see that.
And I really enjoyed that. Now to me, this is, I feel like, a good album. I feel like there's some things holding it back from being like really, really awesome, or like one of the year's best albums. But it's definitely something that if you're looking for kind of the obscure or a new take on music, this would be a good one to check out. If you're into that dirty, messy sound too, you will really like this. In fact, I know a lot of you, I don't want to call you hipsters, but you know, guys that are really into the indie music scene, that are just loving this fad in music right now that's just reverb window on everything. We're just, you can't listen to anything unless it's through like 8 inches of reverb. You're gonna love this, and that's awesome. So I think that actually offers a lot of people something for this. I'm feeling a 74, Tom. I feel like it's in that good range for me.
I'm going 62.
Just didn't do it for you?
No, it really didn't.
Yeah,
I still recognize that there is a lot of good stuff, but for me, it just didn't.
And I think it comes down to what you are looking for in music. This has a lot of good aspects about it, which reflects the, you know, the 60s score. I mean, if you didn't like a lot, if you thought that they were doing something wrong, you know, you would probably given it the way our scales work, 50s or lower.
Yeah.
So it's just whether or not it gets you, and that's part of the fun about listening to music. So what did you guys think about In Love with Oblivion? We would love to hear from you on this one. Please leave us a comment at www.velocitiesofmusic.com or youtube.com/velocitiesofmusic. Follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook too, but you have to like us first. So press that like button. And also, please check out our friend Ian's, the third member of VIMTV's blog at vimtv.tumblr.com. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, moving music critique forward.